So, you're thinking about becoming a lifeguard in Florida? That's awesome. But you should know it's way more than just a summer job. We're talking about a serious responsibility that comes with some pretty intense professional training. So let's break it down. We're going to walk through every single step of the certification process, from that first swim test all the way to your first day on the job. You know that classic image, right? The lifeguard up on the stand, sunglasses on, watching over everyone. It's iconic. But what we're going to do is look behind that image, because what you'll find is a highly trained professional. That's what this is all about, the real skills and the dedication it takes to do this critical job. And that's really the heart of it. This is so much more than a job. You're stepping into a role of skill, responsibility, and service to your community. I mean, think about it. When you're a lifeguard, you're the first line of defense at the pool or the beach. You're not just watching the water. You're a first responder, trained to act decisively when every single second counts. It's a role that demands absolute focus. All right, so where do we even begin this journey? The first stop is understanding why getting certified is such a big deal. This isn't just about proving you're a strong swimmer. Nope. This is about becoming a credentialed professional. So why get certified? Well, first off, this isn't just some flimsy certificate from a local swim club. We are talking about a state-proved credential that's recognized by employers all across Florida. It basically tells them that you've been trained to meet these super high national safety standards. We're talking guidelines from places like OSHA and the CDC. It's your direct path to getting hired. And of course, you're going to learn actual life-saving skills. Okay, so you're motivated, you get why this certification matters. Awesome. But hold on. Before you can even dive into the main training, you got to prove you have the foundational skills. This is where you meet your first real challenge. So, do you have what it takes to even start the training? That's the big question. And you can't just answer it with words. Every single applicant has to pass a physical skills test to prove they've got the baseline strength and stamina needed to actually perform a rescue. So here's what that test actually looks like. First up, you've got a 300-yard continuous swim using both front crawl and breaststroke. This proves you have the endurance for a rescue that might take a while. Next, you have to tread water for 2 whole minutes using only your legs. Why? Because your arms are going to be busy keeping someone's head above water. And finally, the big one, a timed event where you have to dive down 10 feet, grab a 10-pound brick, and swim it back in under 1 minute and 40 seconds. That brick mimics the weight and urgency of pulling a submerged person to safety. It's a tough test, but it's for a tough job. And here's something that might surprise you. You only have to be 15 to start. Seriously, that makes lifeguarding an absolutely incredible opportunity for high schoolers to step into a role with real grown-up responsibility, learn skills that can save a life, and earn a professional level wage. All right, you've passed the physical test. You're in. Now the real training begins. This is the part where we take a strong swimmer and forge them into a highly skilled professional rescuer. And that transformation, it takes time, 26.5 hours to be exact. And that time is split between learning the theory in a classroom and getting into some intense hands-on scenarios in the water. This is way more than just a weekend workshop. It's a super comprehensive program designed to get you ready for some really high-stakes situations. So, what will you master? The course covers a huge range of techniques. You'll learn everything from the basics, like the right way to enter the water, think slide in versus a stride jump, all the way to complex team scenarios, like using a backboard to get someone with a potential spinal injury out of the pool. You'll even practice defensive stuff like how to break free from a panicked victim who might accidentally try to pull you under. It's the whole shebang. And get this, the training goes way beyond basic first aid. You're going to learn to use professional-grade medical gear. A perfect example is the bag valve mask, or BVM. This is what you use to help someone who isn't breathing. And let me tell you, this is the exact same tool that EMTs and paramedics are using out in the field. Pretty serious stuff. And speaking of serious, maybe one of the most critical skills you'll learn is how to manage a potential head, neck, or spinal injury in the water. How you react in those first few moments, it can literally be the difference between someone recovering and permanent paralysis. This training right here really highlights the incredible weight of responsibility you carry as a lifeguard. Okay, so you've put in all that work, you've mastered the skills, you've passed the final scenarios, you've done it. Now let's talk about the good part, the reward, the payoff for all that effort and dedication. This is the payoff. The moment you earn that certification, you are officially a professional rescuer. And in a state like Florida, with water everywhere, that certification opens up a ton of doors to aquatic facilities all over the place, from your local community pool to fancy oceanfront resorts. And you know what? That professionalism is reflected in your paycheck. Certified lifeguards in Florida can expect to earn somewhere between $15 and $21 an hour. That's a really competitive wage that recognizes the high level of skill and responsibility this job demands. And the job market? It's incredibly diverse. Your certification isn't just for that one pool down the street. It makes you qualified for jobs at beautiful state park beaches, exclusive country clubs, major hotels and resorts, swim schools, you name it. Your skill set is in high demand all across the state. And look, the results really speak for themselves. You hear it from people who've been through it. We've got a quote here from Sarah L. in Wilmington. "I felt fully prepared when I applied for my first beach lifeguard job. The training was hands-on and realistic." That right there, that feeling of confidence, that's the ultimate goal of this whole certification process. And finally, this isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a career path you can actually maintain. Your first certification is good for 2 years. After that, you don't have to start all over again from scratch. Nope. You just take a shorter recertification course to brush up on your skills and renew your credentials. This keeps you active, sharp, and totally employable in the field. So there you have it. That's the path from passing that first physical test to mastering professional rescue skills. The opportunities are definitely there. So the only real question left is, are you ready to take the plunge? Are you ready to be the person that everyone is counting on?